Welcome to Create with Mrs. Carr. So today we're going to be doing a frog. This is what we're doing. He's a grumpy frog. These are the supplies that you need. You need a piece of paper. I did my colors with colored pencils. You don't have to do that. You could do crayons or something else or markers. Sharpie, a pencil. We are going to need an eraser because there's some lines that we're going to erase, so you could make sure you just have an eraser. So get your stuff and we'll get started. Okay, so to start our frog, we are going to do like a big rainbow arch, and I'm going to come up just a little bit so I have room for his legs and this little shadow. So my arch will start about here. I'm doing it in pencil because we do need to erase some lines. Okay, so I have my line across, and now I'm going to do the rainbow arch. Okay. Now we need to create these little legs. This is like the little bump for the back legs. So we're going to do that same shape, but smaller here and smaller here. And I have the door to my art studio open, so there's a fly that's trying to get into the project. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna make these eyes, and we're gonna just put them on top of this arch right here. So a big circle. My eyes are kind of far apart. They're not touching. You can make them closer if you wanted to. So I just did this outside circle. I'm gonna do another circle inside there, and then a teeny tiny circle. He's kind of looking over at the fly we're gonna do right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So I've got a big circle, smaller, and then a teeny tiny one looking the same way where we're gonna put the fly. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make this skin around the eyes, and we're gonna come up around here like this. And over on this side. And while we're right here, we're just going to erase these lines right here because we don't want them to be there anymore. And I would hate to put Sharpie on those. Okay, so now we've got his eyes. Let's do the feet for a second. They're triangles. The back feet are bigger than the front feet. So I'm going to make a wider triangle for those. That doesn't really like do the point at the top. And these legs are smaller, and I'm going to put them right down the front. So I'm going to start with my triangles, and I'm not closing them in at the top yet because I'm going to make the legs. Okay, so these lines right here we need to erase on his front feet, and this line right in here in the back leg, we need to erase that too. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do, I think, would probably be the grumpy mouth. You could make yours smiling if you wanted to, or you can make the mouth open. I kind of like the grumpy look. So, maybe before we do that, we need to do this line that gets colored in green. So how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna make it like kind of smaller here, and then it's gonna be wider. If you can see, there's more green at the top and a little bit more narrow at the side. So I hope that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by the legs. So I'll start here, and then I'm going to just kind of curve like this, and then make sure I come in on this side, like this. Okay, so this is all gonna be colored green. That's not the mouth. I'm gonna work on the mouth now. I got ahead of myself. So I do like the grumpy look. Like I said, you don't have to do that. And I'm gonna make that line thicker so that I can color it in red. All right, now I think it would be good for us to do the fly, and then we're gonna do the tongue that goes up. So the fly, we're gonna start with a circle, maybe kind of an oval shape. This is going to be the black body. I could do the 2 little antennas, and we need some wings, and the wings are kind of see-through, so it will be the same color. We're not gonna color those in, it will be the white. So I'm gonna make these ovals that kind of come off this way and off this way. And when I put Sharpie on it, this will be black in here and these will just be outlined. Okay, now we need to do the tongue. It's gonna come from the mouth and it wants to catch that fly. So here's some more lines that we need to erase. Okay, now maybe we want to make a couple nose holes. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. These are a little bit low. I think this time I'm going to make them higher and maybe a little bit bigger. All right, so now I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to Sharpie it and then we'll talk about color. Okay, so I Sharpied our frog and then I did have some pencil lines that were still showing, so I erased them. Okay, so now you've just got to figure out how you want it to color it and with what. I'm going to do colored pencils, and at the end I kind of like this shadow underneath. It doesn't have any Sharpie on it and it's just kind of like random underneath. I thought that was fun. Here we go. Okay, now that my frog is colored, I really like it. I think it turned out kind of fun. The thing that I think is kind of fun about this though is to put a shadow. It just gives you another color and something else that kind of adds to the picture. You don't have to do it, and maybe you wouldn't even want to do purple. You might want to do a different color. I just thought it was a good touch. Okay, so here's our grumpy frog. I hope you enjoyed this project. Thanks, you guys. See you later. Bye.